All right, last pillar, guys. All youth should be encouraged to enhance physical fitness from early childhood with a primary focus on motor skill and muscular strength development. So the problem we see with people is, as parents or youth or whoever, when they come in, might be something like, hey, I'm pretty strong for my age, so I just need to work on speed. Like, you don't have to get me stronger, I'm pretty strong, I don't have to work on speed. Or vice versa, like, I'm really fast, so I don't need any training because I'm already the fastest kid in the school or in my grade or whatever the case might be. Well, we have to understand that foundational strength and fundamental motor skills are synergistic. We have to develop them together. So some people will be like, hey, which do you do first? You do the strength training first, get them really strong so they can be stable when it comes to jumping and landing, or do you do that first so they have good fundamental motor skills, so then that way you can add on with the strength work? Well, it's both. We're synergistically combining them together in a very intelligent way to make sure that we're adhering to the best optimization for that athlete and that individual. But you guys can kind of touch on that yourself, kind of what you see in the field, being in here a while, and kind of like, why is that important to develop them both pathways?
Right, I'd say you definitely need to develop them at the same time, especially if you have an athlete. I'm the fastest one in my class. He's kind of all gas, and you need the brakes to be able to handle that gas, right? You don't want to be the fastest kid out there, but you can't stop, cut, change direction, go the opposite way, and then boom, make somebody miss, right? Because then you're just not going to be really good at your sport. You might be really fast, but what's that going to accomplish when you're actually out there? Accomplishing what you're training for, right? So all gas, no brakes is not the guy or girl you want to be. You want to be the person that's able to run super duper fast, boom, hit the brakes, change direction. Another reason you need some brakes is because that's how you're going to prevent injury. Right. So if
even track athletes, not to interrupt, but even track athletes that are really fast, like you would think, hey, they need all gas, no brakes, but the impact of the sprint is very forceful, so they need that strength that you're mentioning to help prevent injury.
Right, so if you're too powerful and you're not able to contain that power, right, as relatively speaking, that's when the injuries occur. That's when the knee injuries, the joints can't handle it, things of that nature. So that's why we also find it important to work on strength with our athletes while also developing the speed, change of direction, acceleration, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and to feed off of that, whenever it kind of wraps around back to pillar one, whenever you're working with youth, they're constantly growing and maturing. So you have to constantly be taking into account that maybe they start going through puberty, their hormones start kicking in. So if you weren't working on strength at a time whenever they could really benefit from it, then you're losing those adaptations at that point. So by making sure that you're getting a full program and covering all your bases throughout their development, you're making sure you're maximizing the adaptations that they could see.
Yeah, sometimes maybe we say, hey, your form's pretty good right now, let's just work on strength so we get the athlete way stronger. But then what happens when we're like, oh, hey, let's take a look back, their athlete or their form actually went to like just really bad, then it might be too late to be like, hey, we need to go back and retrain your movement patterns because now you're a lot stronger, and you're able to move faster, but the way to do it is just going to be a little bit different since you are more powerful, more forceful into the ground.
Exactly. Well, I think these guys hit the nail on the head on everything. That was pillars 1 through 3. Again, it's a lot to cover in a short amount of time, so we try to do the best we can. But I apologize for the long video, but we'll be, next to my thoughts, we might go off a little bit, but we're going to try to get through all 10 pillars. So eventually we'll go 4 to 6, and then we'll finish the last 4 after that. So stay tuned. See you next time.